Welcome everyone to Straight from the Paws. So we are starting the new year with our director, Ariana Silva.
Hi.
And Savannah. Now, we decided that this show was going to be about letting our audience and viewers know exactly what's happening as far as the shelter is concerned. Ariana used our little model here, Savannah, when she put out I don't know what would you call that,
a plea for people to think maybe before they react to different things, because for whatever reason the past 2 weeks everybody has kind of been on edge, and not everybody, but a lot of the people that we deal with have been, on edge, have not had any patience, have been really upset for, we're not really sure why, just the general dealing with people lately has not been very pleasant. So we had put up a post on Facebook just kind of bringing some attention to the fact that, when you do go to local businesses, whether it's an animal shelter or any other local business, you're dealing with people who are there working, and these are the people who have chosen to come to work and who continue to work. And for whatever reason, if you're frustrated, if things are going, south for you in different areas of your life, we're still here trying to perform a job. And the treatment that some of the employees have been getting has just been unacceptable. And I know it's not just here, because when you put posts up like that, other businesses kind of pitch in and they're like, this has been going on here, this has been going on there. People just seem to have no patience, no empathy. So we kind of just put a plea out to be like, hey, take a minute. The person that you're yelling at is, someone's mom or someone's daughter or someone's, grandmother, and you wouldn't want people speaking to your friends and family like that. So we just kind of wanted to bring it to people's attention for them to take a breath before they, take out their aggravation on our employees.
Right, and I think I scrolled through all the comments as of last night, and 90% of them were very positive and very, I say give us an A+ here of how great the staff is and what we do. And I appreciate that, but I also think that we wanted to take this opportunity through the show to explain to people, for example, about our phone system. Again, we're a nonprofit. It took us a long time, and about a year and a half ago, we were able to get 3 lines in. Now, one line is for the director, which is Ariana, and then we have one for the front desk, and we have one with our office manager. And everyone is answering the phone. That's just the way it is. So I can proudly say that we finally have a clerk, part-time sort of. She works Sunday through Thursday, and she comes in and she works till 4 o'clock and 10:30 to 4. And now we have the continuity of one person answering the phone. But please remember, she's not an animal person, so she's going to have to go and ask specifics from Ariana. She's going to say, I've got to put you on hold, or could I have a staff person call you back? People get angry. They expect, and I know because I cover the phones on Monday, I'm the second one on Monday, and I get people that get very upset with me, and that's just not recently. It's kind of always been, but it seems to have climate, it's really got climatic lately. And I
think the reactions are just more volatile.
Yeah, they get really upset. Well, what do you mean you don't know? You're at an animal shelter. Yes, but that's not my job. So, I try to say to people, I'm just volunteering. I'm picking up the phone for the person that's on the other line. And we do have, yes, I can, hold on, please, like they do in the medical office. But, it's hard when you're trying to get information, you're trying to call a staff person. We have upgraded so many things, even since you've been here. I mean, we have a great system of our walkie-talkies now. People are able to use that, so you get the staff person pretty quickly. But if that staff person is giving a dog or a cat a shot, they're not going to come running. They're going to whisper in there, I'll be up in a minute, I'm doing shots, I'm doing medicals. And we have to understand that.
Well, and the other thing is, too, I think people, when they call, they get so frustrated, and they think, oh, well, I'm not going to wait for the front desk. I'm going to hit the button for the office manager. I'm going to hit the button for the director, thinking that they're going to somehow jump the line, when in reality, that's not who you're looking for. And some of the administration people work from home some days during the week. Sometimes I'm in and out. Sometimes I don't even check my voicemail until early afternoon, because when you walk into the shelter, you never know, what's laying ahead for you. So if you have a general question, you really need to be following the instructions, which is leaving a message for the front desk. because that's going to get you a call back sooner than anywhere else. And I think some people are like, well, I left a message for the manager, I left a message for the director, or I left a message and nobody called back. But that's not necessarily the case. If you're leaving a message on the volunteer line or the fundraising line, thinking, oh, you're getting frustrated and just pressing a whole bunch of buttons, that message is going to be gone.
Right.
Like, there's no way to make everybody happy. But I think the general consensus is, if you have something that you need to leave a message for, leave the message at the front desk. If it's something that you can call back when we're open, that's 11 to 4. And we have people manning the phones even on the 2 days that we're closed. So, if you're calling between those hours and you're still getting the prompt to leave a message, it's because the other 3 lines are full. It's not because we're sitting down eating bonbons and hot chocolate. 3 people are on the phone, 3 people are talking to 3 different people, and you got bumped to voicemail because we're busy and we're short-staffed like everybody else.
Right, and what people have also said is that they never get a call back. And, I've got to say that no one's infallible, except I guess the Catholic Pope, but you got to understand too is that maybe they'll get back to you, or maybe it got mislaid, and we're trying to do everything, by the computer. The staff didn't come here to work on computers, but now we've got them putting a lot of information into the computer so that our focus is always the animals. So if you're calling up with a generic type of question, they may not get back to you. And it used to be where we'd have a different clerk every day, and so they'd call back and say, on Monday, they tell Bev, oh, I want to speak to Denise, who was there on Saturday, and Denise is like, well, Denise isn't here. And they were like, well, what do you mean? I just had a situation on Monday. A man asked for Joyce. Joyce is the volunteer coordinator. And I said, she's not in the building. What do you mean? Doesn't she work there? I said, she doesn't work in the building, and people don't understand that. So just to clarify that, we're doing the best job we can. We were very lucky to have Carl Sawayko donate a better phone system for us. We really appreciate Carl. He did that, and we upgraded. So like we said, we have 3 lines, but that's part of the problem. I will say, I managed Google and the comments, and we're still a 5-star, and I get 1 or 2 that'll say, oh, I can't, this is crazy. And people don't answer, you don't do, what's going on. We do the best we can. So having said that, we'll talk a little bit about people coming. We're closed on Sunday, we're closed on Wednesday. You can claim your dog.
Right. So if your dog has been, was picked up, and you know that it's here, and you've already called and made all the arrangements to pick up the dog, you can pick up your dogs when we're closed. We do ask, that you give us some type of time frame, and the clerks will handle all of that. But we're not open for anything else. You can't come in for a shot. You can't come in to look at the animals. You can't show up at the door because we may not answer the door because we're closed, and it's when we're closed, we have a short, a smaller staff because we're here to take care of the animals. We do need those 2 days to catch up on, deep cleaning and vaccinations and paperwork and evaluations to make sure the animals here are getting all the necessary care that they need. So we do need people to understand that, yes, we do have some downtime. There are certain holidays that we're closed. It's the same type of thing. If we're closed, please do not come to the door and bang on the door and pull on the door and break it for the 3rd time. That we're having the door fixed again tomorrow. Yep. Because people come in, and even though, there's a sign, please ring the doorbell, please do not pull on the door. And listen, we understand that dealing with animals on every single aspect that we deal with is very emotional, so if your dog is lost and you're super upset because your dog's been missing for 2 days, you finally found where it is, and we understand that you want your dog and you want it right now. However, if certain laws and protocols are not followed, such as an up-to-date rabies shot or a town license, that is not something that you're going to be able to immediately get. And we understand that can be frustrating, but please understand, we're just the boarding facility.
Right.
Your animal was picked up for whatever reason. It was transported here as a safe place for holding, and we have to follow the protocols put in place by your local animal control in the state of Massachusetts. So again, it's not us not wanting to give you your animal back, and we do understand, but please understand that we have protocols that need to be followed as well.
To follow up on what Ariana just said, I'm sure that all of you people out there that are animal lovers are finding it a very difficult time since we started the pandemic, trying to get a veterinary appointment, trying to go in. Well, don't forget, we're doing the same thing. We don't have the luxury to have a vet on staff every day. We just don't have that. So we have to rely on other veterinary hospitals. Ariana is constantly trying to get, I'm going to adopt as a dog, but she's not spayed yet. Well, it's 2 months out before I can get the dog spayed. There's a lot of intricacy things that happen that people don't understand. And I know if my Lola was missing and I hadn't got her rabies updated, I would be furious. We're calling vets on Monday and the vets are closed. They're not taking phone calls. So we can't verify that your animals has what they you're saying they have. So we're asking you for paperwork, and people get angry and say, you don't believe me, you think I'm a liar, that's my baby. It's not that at all. We just have to follow the law and regulations, and it's very, very difficult. I want to go into a little bit about COVID. Like everywhere else, we have followed all the protocols. I want to put a shout out to Mayor Coogan's office. He did give us a few of the test kits for us, and I appreciate that, Mayor Coogan. That was very helpful. And on another positive note, a lot of people used to complain about our street. We now have a nicely paved street to come down. So that's a positive for us. And I will say that a lot of stores, a lot of people that I know would say, they had to close their small businesses because of lack of staff. I'm very proud of our staff. They came to work every single day, and like I said, get a lot of abuse from, I shouldn't say a lot, some abuse that's so abusive that we have, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but we have a code word now, where we've had it for a couple of years now, that my staff has been threatened. People have come in, saying, I'm going to go get a knife. I know where you live. I'm going to burn the building. I mean, we have that kind of craziness besides everything of just COVID. But the staff is always good. They care about the animals. They want to do the best what's for the animals. It's not for ourselves. As Ariana pointed out, we're not sitting behind the desks and just saying, let the phone ring, who cares? We're trying to do the best we can, and it's very difficult. So I commend Ariana for her being the leadership here, because she's done an excellent job. And I want to also talk a little bit more about Ariana and put her on the hot spot here, which she didn't expect, so that's okay. So, and why I'm doing that is this, because just recently we've had some issues with people having to be out. Ariana, what time were you had your niece, your goddaughter at your house yesterday, about 8:30 at night, you and I are on the phone, talking about what's the state saying, what's the regulations today, let's get this up, let's take a look at it, what do we have for kids? It's 8:30, 9:30 at night, and she's, her goddaughter's visiting her.
I actually had my goddaughter answer the phone when she called.
She did, yes, she did. Bella, she was cute. And she said, she's my boss. She's very nice. I said, no, I'm not very nice. And we were joking with her. And
but it was still a work call.
It was a work call. Yeah. And she gets work calls all the time. For example, she set up a great program, which I really appreciate, transport. Yeah. We have a private Facebook group, and if there's anybody that is interested in transport, I'm sure Ariana would welcome someone else.
Absolutely.
This little girl came in during the snowstorm. Bev and I were supposed to go pick her up, and I was a little leery about, the snow, but we said, okay, we can, we'll do it. And then Ari calls me up and says, no, I've talked to Kevin, that's her husband. This is a family affair here. You all got to be in the game here. And Kevin and I'll go pick her up. We'll take care of it. Because we thought the flight would be delayed. It wasn't. Of all the flights in Boston.
Early. It actually ended up being almost 40 minutes early. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
we're taking our time.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then there's Ariana and I who don't like to drive up to Boston. So we rely on Bev or Kevin and all that. And it worked out well. But we got the transport going. We have a lot of different things going on. And so when I tell you that, she may not be in the building, but she's always doing something for the shelter. She's always got it going. I mean, she does have a life, don't get me wrong. She does have a life, but a little life, yeah. Well, her husband's crazy because, they love the dog, So my point is that it's not, for her and for me, it's 24 hours. And talk about the Ring doorbell. During the holidays,
oh my God.
because I answer Ring when people are not here. So if someone's coming at night and they're ringing the door, and they do, people come at 7 o'clock at night, they start using very colorful language to me. Well, isn't there somebody in the building? We do not have someone in the building 24/7. The animals are left in good care. We have videos. I have it on my phone. And the other person that plays executive director has it on her phone. We did not want Ariana to have it to give her a break from that. So I'm constantly on monitoring the cameras. If something's going to go wrong, I think we have like 18 or something cameras in here.
Crazy.
We're going to know. It's not like we don't care about that. If I could afford to pay someone to be here, absolutely, but we can't.
And at the same time too, we were closed for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We were closed for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We were available if people wanted to claim their animals, because we have a very good system that we work with animal control, and we're constantly tweaking things to make sure things are always moving in the right direction. But just like people who work a 9 to 5 in an office, or any other job, the staff here also needs a break.
Absolutely.
We do need, again, where you said it's 24 hours here, the staff is caring for, on average, about 75 animals we have in this building. And how many staff do we have that are animal care? 9?
Right.
And not all of them are full-time. So we're constantly working, and some days are great and things are happy.
4 full-time people, that's it.
4 full-time. We only have 4 full-time people. Yeah, you're right.
That's it. 4 full-time people, and the rest are part-time. And they got to do the medical. They got to do the cleaning. They got to do the walking. They got to
everything.
Assign volunteers to help out. Some volunteers. We have one young man. I won't use his full name, but we have a guy named Tim that comes in. He's been doing it for years. He does the cats. He is absolutely amazing. We have Fran and Nancy's, I think, going to be a snowbird, but Fran Mondays comes and does she does the dishes first thing in the morning. So if you're retired and Muriel does them on Wednesday. If you're retired and you're interested, there is. I'm trying to work with Citizens for Citizens, I think it is, for someone that would be willing to come in and just do cleaning, like cleaning the bathrooms, housekeeping.
Yeah.
Keeping up with the laundry. So that would alleviate the staff from doing it. We can't let the volunteers do the laundry because our machines always get broken. So and no offense, but it's hard. So it's not that hard, but I mean, it's always broken. So we said no more. So we have 2 washing machines, 2 dryers. We have to have that monitored at all times. So now what we're looking at is hopefully to find somebody, and if you're interested in Citizens for Citizens, we're trying to work with them. We've had people in the past that have 2 different women that have come in, and they've done the job, and it worked out well. We'll work with your hours and so on. Or if you're a young person and you're between 16 and 21, Mass Hire will also work with us. We can't afford to pay you, but they will hire you.
And you get paid through them.
And they get paid through them. So if you're interested, shoot out, Well, shoot it out to me because Ariana gets too many emails. It's gfurtado@foreverpaws.com. Contact me if you're interested, and I'm working with my 2 contacts there, try to get somebody in.
I mean, and again, it's just to kind of go full circle, the staff is busy all day. We are running ragged all day. So when it is time for holidays or breaks, or we close down for a mental health day or an employee and volunteer appreciation day, we are allowed to do that, and we will do that, and at the same time making sure that the animals here are our first priority. So.
They are our first priority, they really are. And I want people to understand too, like the PPP and all that, we've added that on with COVID. Everyone's you come into this building now, just as of Monday morning, you have to have a mask on. You have to wear a mask. Ariana and I would have had a mask on, but we're not doing it because we're already in the show. It'd be kind of hard to hear us, but everybody's got to wear a mask. And some people were not happy. Well, I'm vaccinated. I know, and so am I. But we're looking at the CDC. She's got a sister that works in a high-power type of job that knows a lot about this information. She's constantly contacting her sister to find out. And again, on her own time at night. Ariana's on her way home, driving home, and she's on the phone with Gail. And she talks to me about what's going to go on. Okay, fine, and let's do that. And then she'll say to me, you better email me that so I can remember that when I get home. So, it's a 24/7, and that's all we can say. We are doing our very, very best. Again, Google, we have a good Google rating, and we're getting to be known in around the area. Just an example, we had a dog recently named Dorothy, which did get adopted, right? Okay.
She's going home in like 2 days.
Going home in 2 days, okay, because she was all spayed and all taken care of. I want you to know, and I'm not exaggerating, just coming in from Saturday, Sunday, I had to take applications off the machine, off the email, and I also was printing some that were already here in the fax machine. We must have had about 70 applications on that one dog. One dog.
The pug that we have here is actually being adopted and going to go live in Maine. That's how far our reach is getting. So.
Yeah, and that's another point.
And we had some from Pennsylvania.
Yep.
We've had applications from all over.
People, there was a woman, and then they come on and they want to tell you that I'm the best I'm the best home. I don't envy her. She has to make that final decision. She looks at everything. But we do look at everything. People say, well, you're too picky. We're not too picky. We want that dog to go to the best home possible. We look up everything. We check with the vet records. I mean, that's a lot of work. And it falls on her shoulders. And I can say that, you know, we don't have a lot of dogs coming back, or animals. I shouldn't say just dogs. I shouldn't center on dogs, cats, whatever, come back. But we also have people that want to surrender their animals for various reasons. We won't even go into that because some are very, you know, you're on the phone and you've got tears coming down your eyes because you're very sad for these people. But we have a waiting list. How do you do that? You know, now we have that going on. So we've added more, I think, programs or whatever you want to call it. But we do take surrenders, but there's got to be something. You can't come in and tell me you want to surrender your 18, 19-year-old dog because it's peeing all over your house now.
Right.
I'm sorry.
How do you expect someone else to
how do you expect us? We're not as... Bev was on the phone on Monday, and when we were driving home, she was telling me about a phone call she got. She said, I tried to explain, we're not a sanctuary. And yet, we go out of our way to give you numbers and contacts. Ariana has a great network of people, groups that she works with, organizations she works with. So we do our best to do that as well.
Yeah. We've reached out, you know, we work with a bunch of different rescues. You know, we work with animal control officers, and they go all across the state. We are actually partnering with Standish Humane Society out of Duxbury, who has offered to help us when we're super full. Because don't forget, we get all of the strays from New Bedford, Fall River, Westport, walk-ins, drop-offs, and surrenders. So we constantly have animals coming in, and they've agreed to partner with us if we're full, or we have animals that are not, you know, moving. So that's a good outlet. The cats over at Baja Cat Cafe, they move very, very quickly. Amanda's really great over there. You know, so we're lucky. We work with Fairhaven Animal Control. We've worked with Lighthouse Animal Shelter. So we are, you know, kind of moving everything around. Pitbull, Pity Love Rescue, they help us with our difficult pitties. So, I mean, we are reaching out. We have different organizations that we work with, you know, breed-specific organizations. And we are lucky that we're able to do that, but we have to do it because we're inundated constantly.
I think one of the other points too is that not recently, but within this past year, there was an organization that was a viable organization, and because of COVID and everything, it was a rescue. They had to shut down. And lo and behold, I won't mention the rescue, but once you're done with a nonprofit, you have to say where your money is. They sent us their check, the remaining money that they had. They really enjoyed working with Ariana, and they said, you know, we'll feel very good about putting that money to good use at Forever Paws. So we're getting out there, and people in the community are getting to know us. We try to do as much with the community as possible. She's currently mentoring a Tiverton High School student, doing her senior project. You know, I've done some in the past. You know, we try to work with everyone, and we want, you know, we wish that we had a bigger building. I wish that I had more money to pay the staff. But you also got to remember too, folks, in Massachusetts, we're paying our minimum wage is $2 more than Rhode Island. So people want to come here and work. So we just had the raise bump up here, and we were all holding our breath to see what the final thing was going to be on payroll on Monday. Because we were like, okay, what is it going to be? How are we going to do this? And we did. And this year, I can proudly say, as crazy as this sounds, I talked to Ariana and I said, we're not doing a holiday letter this year, because I kind of call that my holiday, thank you everybody, kind of begging letter, you know, saying if you got some extra money, you're thinking about the animals, think of Forever Paws. We did that. And I said, you know what, I'm not doing it this year, Ariana. She put out an email, just an email blast to people if you're interested, but I said, we're not going to do it. And we have been blessed. People have been given to us. After the airing of the show, it'll be over, but the Betty White thing, we put that out. We got a few $100s for that.
And we'll be putting a campaign out tomorrow. It'll be a text campaign.
For what?
For Betty, like
For
text Betty to our
Okay.
888 number for donations in her honor. So that'll be nice.
And the last thing too is what we've done is we had our 2 major fundraisers even through this last bout of COVID. We were very fortunate. We're going to slow down on our smaller fundraisers only because fundraising committee is half of them are board members, like myself included, and so we're going to try to do some different things. So please remember too that Ariana, we have, we got this for the parade, but we have shirts that we sell for sale. We still have our candles. We have cookbooks. We have calendars. We brought the price down on the calendars for $5. We still got those out there. And we have the cookbooks we're going to be selling for quite some time, a great cookbook. And I just want to thank everybody for supporting us. And she always has different colored t-shirts and stuff. So, Ari, great job.
Thank you.
As a former teacher, I give you an A++.
Perfect.
I want to thank you very much for coming on. And we had another guest today, and they're sick. So, I said, Ariana, last night, 9 o'clock, Ari, guess what? Texting. Okay, Gail, no problem. Yep. So, thank you all, audience. Thank you very much. I hope this clarifies some issues for people, and please spread the word. Have a great day. Stay safe.